Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of that Reading FC podcast type thing. Today, we're going to go through everything that's happened over the past week, the announcements that's happened today over the protests. Plus, we've got the new manager subject to a international clearance. We're going to have a deep dive into him, how I've looked into him, how I feel like we're going to be playing underneath him, and it's very much just a quick overview of how we could expect the Reading team to come through. And also, the fixtures have come out since the last time we've done it. We're not going to look too much into the fixtures that much because we don't know whether we're going to have a full team. But what we're going to do is just have a quick dive into the EFL Cup, the Papa John's Trophy, plus much more that we're going to be doing as well. So, make sure you stick around. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you are new around here. Stick around. We are doing football manager content every day apart from Sunday, where we are trying to get Reading, that had -6 points in the Championship, to build them up to winning the Champions League, and we will not finish the save until we have won the Champions League with Reading. That happens every day apart from Wednesdays and Sundays. Wednesdays is just a video dedicated to everything that's been going on at Reading. So, like, this video will be happening every Wednesday, and then all the other days, apart from Sundays, will be football manager content. The reason why I've done this is because we are slowly in the zone of not much news happening, or footballing wise, and also I want this channel to be more content for everyone that's been able to watch and been able to support. So a lot more stuff is going to be happening on here as well. We might be doing some round the world transfer updates and rumours that's been going on, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and make sure you go over to my Twitch at Mark Talks and Plays, where we will be going into a lot more about we will be doing football manager save, where currently I'm manager of Manchester City, and we're going to try and maybe either try and hit the treble this season or do better than what Pep did already this year, or going to do the same time span as what Pep Guardiola has done at Manchester City and try and win the amount of trophies he's had plus more. That's one of the saves that we're going to be doing over on Twitch. We're also doing some WWE 2K23 saves. We did the first one last night about my faction, and we're going to be doing much more as well. So make sure you head over there and subscribe and follow on my Twitch. We're trying to get to 50 followers on Twitch, so we're able to become an affiliate and try and do a lot more stuff that I can on Twitch as well. So make sure you head over there as well. Right, enough about the plug-in and the selling. Right, and we're going to get into it. So, as we know, the fixtures have come out. We know who we're going to be playing. We know what's going to happen. But the fixtures isn't much that we need to discuss at this point of time. It's this. We've got the EFL Trophy, Papa John's Trophy, where we will be playing Swindon and Exeter. We'll also be playing the Arsenal under-21s as well at our stadium. I'm hoping that we get, I think it's been announced that we've got Swindon at home, which is a bit of a shame. I'm hoping that we had Swindon away. That would have been more fun. But unfortunately not. We're going with this. We're going to go through some of the news that's happened through Reading as well. So we could talk about it and have a chat through what's going on. We'll get to Ruben in a minute moving forward. But as we can see, we'll go and have a look at the fixture list as well, as some of you probably have seen that. But let's have a quick look. So our first fixtures of the season, here we go. The first fixture of the season, we are at home against Peterborough. I'm not going to go through every single one. So if you want to have a look, I'm going to slowly go through them. So you should be able to see what is happening and what is going on through there. So make sure you click on here as well, and you're able to see what is happening to the fixtures. I'm currently just trying to do something. There we go. That makes it look a little bit better. So yeah, so we've got Peterborough, and then we've got Millwall away. This is our opening. We should, apart from Peterborough, be winning all the games, if we're being completely honest with each other. Looking at that with the team that we should have for July the 1st, sorry, it should be the time when all the restrictions are lifted. So Saturday, and we should be able to do basically what we want, but we will get more into the financial issues that we've got at the club at the moment very soon. In September, we got Cambridge, And then the first EFL trophy, Bristol, Bolton, Blackpool, Burton. It could be interesting. Our first derby will be against Oxford on Saturday the 14th, where we will be playing Oxford at home. And then the first time we play Wycombe will be away in November. Let's have a look at December. The away we are away on Boxing Day against Peterborough, which is annoying. And we're at home on the first day of 2024, where we will be playing Exeter going into that. And then away at Oxford is February the 3rd. If you're looking to do something lovely for your partner on Valentine's, why not celebrate a day early and go to Fleetwood? If your partner does that, you are one lucky fucker. Let's be honest with each other here. And then the final game of the season is at home to Blackpool in April. And then hopefully after that we will find out who we are playing in the playoffs. Already won the league at that point. Here are the fixture lists that we will be playing. We are playing AFC Wimbledon in España. Behind closed doors against Bristol City. Then we've got Sutton United. And then we are at home against Southampton. And then behind closed doors against QPR. And then the final fixture, we are at home against Swansea. So here are all the fixtures. Here is everything that you can be expecting from what's going on. So that is all. Make sure you've synchronized it to your places where you're going to need it moving forward. But here is everything that we've got. So yeah, so those are going to be the fixtures that we are going to be having this season moving forward. It is going to be interesting to see what happens. We're going to be talking about the winding up order as well, coming very soon. But before we get into all of that, we've had some transfer news as well about the club. But we're going to talk about it a little bit more going forward. But I just need to find where we were talking about the winding up order first. So yeah, so Reading have announced that we are going to be doing all those fixtures and everything moving forward. I want to say a shout out to Nick Holton. I think that's how you pronounce his last name. He's been going around spokesperson for Star. Been doing a fantastic job. I went onto the space on Twitter where we discussed about what was going on and how I felt. Someone tried to abuse me on there, but as I got told by someone who I respect a lot, turned around to me and said to me, look, if they're not talking about you, it's not a good thing, but if they're talking about you, it's always great, and I like that. Right, so now I've just found the BBC report article about the winding up order, and we're going to have a quick look, a summary over what they are saying. So, here we are. HMRC have done a winding up petition against Reading. Unpaid bills, tax bills as well. EFL said we didn't pay our tax, was also charged a failure to pay players. According to someone that I spoke to, the reason we did pay was there was a dispute between us and Nottingham Forest, saying that the deal that was in his contract, I got told this, I don't know if this is true, this is what I've been told, the deal in his contract that if he plays, we don't have to pay his wage, but if he doesn't play, then we have to pay. And the club are saying, well, we could play him because he was injured, but the Nottingham Forest were saying, no, you just chose not to do it. A wind-up petition against the debt has been ignored for the past 3 weeks. It can be resolved of a payment of the debt or arranged of a payment plan with a creditor. In that case, I have been told by somebody that the payment has been made for the tax and it has been agreed, but nothing has been announced yet. I have been told this. I don't know if this is true. This is by one of my sources, but who knows at this point. They could be told one thing and been told something completely different. I'm not really sure anymore if the club actually know themselves what they are doing. But this is what I've been told by a source. But I just don't know. Um, that's basically it. That's basically all of it. He added, as a club financially, we continue to face significant challenges. Our owner, Mr. Dyer, is working very hard to resolve the issue to ensure the future of the Reading Football Club stable, successful, progressive, and positive. A collection of the fan groups who call themselves Say Dyer recently demanded the club to be sold. Very true. We have that has been called for. We are going to get into that now because it's something that so let me just get this up. I just want to make sure I get all of the right pages for you guys so you're able to see it. So this was announced today on Twitter. Sock 'em, sock it to 'em. So on the 15th of July, we're playing away at Sutton United. And the idea of the collective groups was to do a slow burning protest throughout the year instead of throwing all of our toys into one basket, get all of it done, nothing happens, everyone gives up. I understand that. I'm getting a pen because I need to fiddle stuff because I need to think while I talk. I understand that. But this is a fucking awful idea. How far can you throw a sock? I'm trying to see if I've got any sock. I've got a sock on my feet, but I'm not taking them off. How far can we throw a sock? What, penalty area? I'm sorry, but whoever decided, right, the person who ever decided it was a good idea to do this has to be over the age of 50. Has to be. Because nobody in their right mind, okay, so let's take things to another drastic level, okay? You have Man United. Yes, they're the biggest club in the world. Yes, they're going to get more media attention. Yeah, I get that. They did a protest where they stood outside the store, set off flares with banners, and it's got more attention. I'm not saying that if we stand outside, if you stand outside the training ground and make as much disruption without damage as possible, you're going to get more done than throwing a fucking sock on the pitch because that looks pathetic. It's pathetic. I'm all here for protests, right? I got told that I wasn't allowed to be in the meetings with the protest by somebody because I'm not a fan forum, right? I'm not a fan group. Nor is another person that did this as well. They're not a fan forum either. They are someone that has been talking about Reading for a long time, so they easily get in, right? I've come in and I say exactly how I feel and don't suck up to anyone else. You've got people in there, right, who I respect. And the people that I respect the most at this club have decided to let this out. This. Like, come on. I reckon I could turn around to my daughter and say, what do you think we should do? She'll come up with about 45 different ideas before we get to a fucking sock. It is appalling. It's appalling. It is just damn right. Do you know what this is? This is something that they've tried to think about and gone. We want to be respectful for the pre-season friendlies, right? And it's. Do you know this is disrespectful to us fans, right? To a certain point, you want us to protest, okay? We've all agreed that we want to protest. We all agree that we want this club to be sold, and you've. This is the first time, right? We've all come together wanting the same thing. And they bring out that. A slow burner. It's like asking my nan to walk from here to Reading, but she's in a Zimmer frame. This will have no impact. Nothing. This won't get national media. This won't get nothing. And that's what they want. That's what the discussion of it was to get national media attention. And the idea to get national media attention without being branded as idiots is to throw a fucking sock on the pitch. When we were on that space, we talked at length about the role this football club has on people's lives, what this role has on people's lives, as in mental health, as in job securityness, pay, everything. And I said on there that I worry for people's mental health, because this could end horrifically if this club decides to go out of business and close its doors. A lot of people's mental health will be affected by this. So they decided to throw a sock on the pitch. I worry. I really do. I worry more because I was told that I wasn't allowed to do anything. I wasn't told that I'm not allowed to have any input because the fans are coming together to organise it and do it for the collective. To do it, and we've let fans do that. It really worries me massively for what they're going to organise in the future. It's like they don't want to do a protest. It's like that they've got people telling them not to do a proper protest. It's like people are really worried about what a fucking protest is going to do. Not at one point have I ever seen a protest where someone's thrown socks on the pitch. Nowhere in the world ever. Tennis balls, yes, because you can get them fuckers farmed. Right? No one in the history of protest has sat down and gone, do you know what was a great idea? Throw fucking socks on the pitch. Whoever come up with that shouldn't be allowed to be in that group anymore. And I don't care if someone says it's a collective thing. Whoever even mentioned it should not be allowed to do that anymore because it's a disgrace. An absolute fucking disgrace. And I'm worried. I'm more worried I am now seeing this for the protest than I am anything else ever before because it is fucking horrific. People say, but we don't want to do criminal damage. We don't want people to do this. Yeah. Okay, so these are the people in the group, right? I've just gone on their Twitter page to who they're following, so I presume all of these people are the ones in the group that may be doing it, right? So Star, Proud Royals, Charles Den, EPR, Club 1871, and we've also got two people. I don't know if Kieran Maguire, but I know he does really great stuff with finances, and Nick Houghton, who is the spokesperson. Club 1871 have bigger protests or bigger support in their own stand than what they've just organised. EPR, Tarlest End do podcasts, they YouTube channel, all of this. And the best thing that they can come up with as a fans forum is socks. Proud Royals. I don't know nothing about you, but I know you do a fantastic work to try and inclusion. So let's hope that you carry on doing what you do. And Star, right? I want to be a member of Star, okay? When we get the voting that opens, I'm going to put my name forward and do all of that. Because whoever in any of those has come up with that should not be allowed to do anything moving forward. It's as simple as that. I'm sick to death. We've all come up with ideas of going to the training ground, right? And we've been told by everyone on there, don't do it. You can't do it. We're not going to stop you, but we think it's a terrible idea. Okay, then. Come up with something better yourself then that we can do safe. No, we can't do anything better. We're going to do fucking socks. Right, next up on my agenda is a sale of a player. The player that we knew that was coming for the past few weeks has finally happened. I need a drink because that has killed my mouth. Tom Ince has been sold to Championship side for undisclosed fee. He will be. The release clause was apparently £50,000. Apparently, he would not sign the contract unless it had a release clause in it. Also, been told as well by someone it is more than £50,000 that is being sold. There was a negotiation on it to get more money for it, and it happened. It was. I expect him to do really, really well, and then when things don't go right, throw his toys out the pram and wait for Daddy to help him to take over again. But apparently, Daddy's going to be taking over Sheffield Wednesday, so that'll be interesting for them. Tom Ince is a player who I respected massively when he played for us. I thought he was the player of the season for us last season. I thought he was great at what he did, but then when shit started going to the pan, he just lost his temper, threw his prams out of the toy, and he was just toys out of the pram. Fucking better saying than what I was trying to say, and just sort of gave up. And I don't respect people like that at all. I'm appreciative of his effort, but that's about it. Right, we're going to go into now the biggest topic that we've been talking about is Ruben Selles. He is the new Reading manager. I've been doing some research, so we're going to go and have a look at the research I've done, and we're going to do a little bit something different that I did do for the Chris Wilder video that we'll never ever see ever again, because it didn't happen. I'm so annoyed that I can't release that video because it was such a good video as well. Really proud of what I did in that. But Ruben Selles, so we're going to have a look at what he installed and the formations he did. The main one is a game against Chelsea, plus other things as well. He played a 4-2-2-2, 2-2-2-2-2-2. As you can see, the back four are basically in line, defending, and as you can see, the four midfielders. The midfielder is always wider than the right back, as the right back sort of comes into cover of any runs like that, and the midfielder is sort of made to go around. The two central midfielders are the ones that should be looking around here, and the winger and the left backs always keeping their eye on that, and then the two strikers sort of sit a bit higher up than what they normally do. And this is basically what he wants to install. And then going forward, as you can see, two centre backs, the left back really out wide, the right back there, and two centre midfielders still quite close, but the strikers are getting even closer. But as you can see, the high press, high intensity that he asked for, covering off the centre back there, the striker coming to cover this, him looking to sort of cover around where Ben Chilwell is. As you can see, the midfielder has now come to cover him. The striker has now gone over to cover this person as well. Four centre backs are still four centre backs are still there, but the right back has come over and is sort of slotted into a three at the back when there's a right back that goes forward and double teaming the right midfielder over here. Another one here, he sort of needs to be closer, close it down, and then you've got to sort of try and stop the ball getting through. But you have to be quick, have to be intense, and has to be non-stop throughout the game. As you can see, look, they cover all the way over, still the same line and length, but they're moving together all at one, moving forward. Defending, all back, all defending at once, all going. Counter-attacking football, going forward, down the line. Everyone's sprinting forward, getting there, getting going. And that's what we were expecting from it. So if we just have a quick look, let me just quickly do this. 2 seconds. Right, so if we look at, so this is basically, I've got a formations thing here. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do like a quick dive into what I'm expecting and what I looked at expecting to happen from Ruben. So here we go. So this is what I did for the Chris Wilder video, a little bit different. So when the ball is with the goalkeeper, everyone comes back. Okay, so we're talking not too much of a difference here. The winger will be coming back to here. And then moving forward from that could be there and there. So that's what you're expecting when you're doing it. So if the ball goes forward over to here, the striker's obviously going to be getting in. The wingers will stay wide to make the space. The player behind will be going here. The midfielders will be going forward to sort of create more space. And then the wing backs will be, depending on the ball, depending on which right back or left back will go forward. So the ball's playing on the right hand side and the right winger's there. The right midfielder will go down the left. What that will then do is the centre backs and the left back will come more over to like this. Because then we still have cover at the back. The left back will be a little bit more further, but it will be basically this. The striker will obviously be in the box. The winger will be trying to cut in. The midfielders will be staying around and outside. And then the one behind the striker or the other striker will be here. So you're basically looking like this. If the ball's over at the right back, that's what we're looking like. Vice versa. If we're going to go with the left back, the guy's bombing down there. Same thing. And that's what you're expecting from this side as well. When you're talking about defending and high intensity, this is basically what we're looking for. So the back four will stay in the same shape. The midfielders will stay. Number 9. Yeah, that's fine. It will go like this. This player here will be the one closing down any of the defenders that will be having the ball. The striker will be anticipating that the defenders will lose the ball and will pass it through to him to get through and to goal. One of the struggles that they had doing this with Southampton was their strikers were shit. They had Che Adams. Says it all. But then as the ball comes down this side, this guy will push forward. This guy will then come over. The two midfielders will come over and sort of barricade this person in more. As well as if the ball goes back, they will then get back into their positioning like this. And then the ball goes over to this side. He will go forward. That will happen. Barricading in that player as well moving forward. But this player will stay over here to cover off anything that they could just go boink. So that is the idea of what he's doing, of what he did at Southampton. A lot of when they need to be counter-attacking, they will be counter-attacking. But majority of the time, they want to be on the front foot, sort of pressuring the defenders and what they're trying to do coming out from the back. Likes to play out from the back, play out, make sure everyone's ball playing, make sure everyone's sort of all together, getting enough touches of the ball. And that's what we can expect from him. It's going to be a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, or as they like to call it these days, a 4-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2-2. But yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. That's what we're expecting. We could be having another striker on there, or someone that can roam around and do that. That's what I think he'd be looking for. And then just the normal number. It's really annoying. Normal number 10, where your aim is to get goals. That's basically all you need to do. Yeah, that's what we're expecting. That's what I think what will be happening. And that's what I'm expecting for Ruben Selles to do. His international work permit is not done yet. I presume it's probably why we're going to Spain, because I don't know if you're still allowed to work, but he has been at the training ground, watching and talking to the players, apparently going through what's going on. So that's great to see as well. But I want to go through as well just a little bit. The last thing as well, I saw this Twitter thread that I want to discuss. I just saw something, but well, I just want to I saw something about, there was a Twitter thread that I want to go through. It's from RFC Latest, a good group on Twitter. He's basically come out to talk about what people have said about Ruben before. Also, a couple of things before we get into it. There are 2 championship clubs on the and a Scottish club and one in Scotland that want Tom McIntyre. Okay. And a head of scouting, Jared Dublin, has left to be the head of recruitment at Stoke, which I don't blame him whatsoever. because of what's been going on. Lovely guy. I met him. I spoke to him. Really nice person. Um, and I think he's going to be great at wherever he goes, and I don't blame him whatsoever. So, let's have a look. RFC Latest put out a thread about, it was a week ago now when they did it, and I just want to go through it and talk about it. This is what happens when I have to think and do something. Here we go. So, style. Celeste prefers high pressing style as we do this. Quick counters as we've just been talking about as well. Image goes with the mould of Rouse Hasselhoff or young Pochettino. Success. Wherever Ruben goes, success follows. Yep. He got the Alves qualified for the Europa League shortly after his arrival. Copenhagen won their first title in 3 years when he arrived as a fitness coach and assistant manager. He also won 2 medals in his time in Azerbaijan as well. Respect from Carl Walter Peters has come out and said he's really vocal, gives a lot of encouragement and talking 24/7, which is what I like. Really passionate about what he's doing and proved us massively. Analysis, he's absolutely crazy about analysis. He will talk to players individually and make clips and show them examples of what he wanted from them. If you were confused, he'll explain it and break it down again, which I think is exactly what we've needed and what we need. Someone that is inept, that can actually talk. Attention to detail, really good, really smart coach. There's a lot of ambition in the world. You need it. He's a coach who works very, very hard on the small details. Man management is determination and willingness to help the players with everything, preparation, positioning, everything. The players feel like they have somebody who always tells them why things did or didn't go wrong and they want to during the games. And as we say here, he is not everybody's first team pick. We all thought we were going to get a recognised manager in Chris Wilder, but we didn't. In the end, we got someone has to prove who he is now. This is his proving ground. He didn't have a great job, but as Southampton were always destined to go down. He is here now. We're going to back him. As I put it out a tweet when he was announced, we as fans are going to back you until the ends of the earth, but we will not back the owner. So make sure you turn up and do everything you possibly can to help to do what you can for this club moving forward. You've got the hardest task in football. By far, this is the hardest task in football. There is no overshadowing that. There's no denying that. This is one of the hardest tasks in football. You have 7 or 8 senior players that are at the club. And you have to try and build and mould these under 21 and under 18 players to be the best players that they can be. And I expect him to do that. To be a manager of Reading is a high honour, in my opinion. This is one of the best clubs that you could probably support. But we're going through an absolute shit show right now. But we all need to band together and then we need to help this manager get forward. But yes, that is going to be the end of this video. We've discussed a lot that's been going on. We discussed about the player leaving, Tom Ince, the history of Ruben Selles, the organised protest that's happening, and what to expect from this channel moving forward. As I said, we've got football manager content apart from Wednesdays and Sundays will be all the time that you will be getting football manager content. Plus, I'm live over on Twitch every single night, apart from Sundays, where about 7:30 every night, where we will either be playing WWE 2K23 or we will be playing Football Manager 23. Depending on the mood, depending on what I'm doing, depends on what we will do. But with that, with love, with care, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the Football Manager video. If not, I hope you guys have a lovely time. And peace.